day 2 at the, what am I talking about? Day 3 at the new apartment. We got no makeup today because I realized this wearing makeup and being glitz and glam around the house, especially when I'm unpacking, doesn't work for me. But today we have natural sunlight. I'm going to continue unpacking. I'm going to film what we can. I've been looking for my face soap for 3 days now, and I need to unpack at least until I find it, because there's only so many days in a row that I can go without cleaning my face properly. I mean, I cleaned it with like tons of water and micellar water, but I have acne prone skin, and that's the soap I've been using for more than 10 years, and it's just I need to have it. Looks like there's a protest outside. I'll show you what I've done the other day with our mini library. We obviously don't have enough books or space for an actual library, so we keep everything here. So I put this icon here. It's like Romanian Orthodox tradition to have icons in your house, but basically behind there's like tons of books, and we didn't have enough to also fill the second row, but put them there and then fill the space with the icon. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it here or change the place. And then we have some, like, you know, odd sized books over here. This is like a wedding planning and inspiration book that I got from my mother-in-law before the wedding. This is a wedding journal that I got from one of my good friends, and then cookbook from my mother-in-law, and then cookbook from my dad. So I'm pretty proud of this corner. I put some board games there in the back. Luckily they fit, you know, because like the stuff that doesn't look the best, I like to put it in the back. And then I'm still gonna figure out what I'm gonna put over there. There's still a few more books that we need to find space for. I wanted to show you this cool thing. I got this idea that I'm very proud of. So I got this real leather, don't hate me, book, notebook. It's done by like an Italian manufacturer from my husband 1 year for Valentine's Day. It was actually our second Valentine's Day or our first Valentine's Day together, something like that. So it's really special. And for years I didn't really write anything in it because I wanted to use it for something special. I just didn't figure out what that special something was gonna be. And this year I had this crazy idea that it's going to be my life mission to collect recipes from family and friends for the rest of my life. So, you know, it's going to be like a nice family legacy. So I just started when I had to find it first when I went to Romania a few weeks ago. And then I got my grandma to write for me our cozonac recipe. So cozonac is an Eastern European, I mean specifically Romanian. It's like a sweet bread but filled with like chocolate, and it's you do it around Christmas and Easter. It's really special because you only do it then. Each family has its own recipe, you know, like with all traditional things you have like a million different ways to make it, but the recipe my grandma's making it after is really special because it's been in our family for over 800 years, and it's been passed, funnily enough, from in-law to child. So my grandma learned it from her mother-in-law, then my dad learned it from grandma, his mother-in-law, and I think technically according to that tradition my husband would have to learn the recipe from my dad, but my husband is not much on cooking, so I think it's up to me to do it. I've never done it, but this year we're doing Christmas in America with my in-laws, so I thought and it's the first time. So I thought it would be cool if I could make it with my mother-in-law. And then I also got grandpa's famous meat recipe. Meat is like it's this minced meat thing, Romanian dish that you grill, and my grandpa has the best. I know I'm biased, but they're really good. I had a lot of meat in my life, and grandpa's are the best. So let me put this back. I can also show you what I've done yesterday because it was quite dark when I was showing you. I've done some more work here in the dressing room office area. This is not final, obviously, but this actually looks a bit better than I thought to have exposed clothes here. To be fair, it might have to remain like this, and then I might have boxes on the upper shelf or maybe somewhere lower, because I realized these coats, they're so heavy, like so big, you know, winter coats, that if I were to put them over here with the hangers, I feel like it would take up most of the space. So until that's final, I'm going to keep them here on the shelf folded, because it's not like I'm wearing all the coats in the same time anyway. And I'll do it that way. I really wish I would have found my my tripod, because I could just put my phone here and record, but I have to do some more work over here. I'm trying to think what to do with the suitcase, because I put the suitcase there right now and there's a smaller suitcase in it, but it just looks so bad. Like, I feel like it ruins the vibe to just have it there, and then the yoga mat. Like, I don't want to have bits and bobs out there. I'd rather maybe put coats, actually, because they look a bit nicer folded than like all that stuff. And then thinking to put the suitcase there, and then, but I also have some boxes that I was thinking to store underneath here, like out of season clothes. I could keep them in boxes and put them underneath, and then have the suitcase on top. Or should I put the suitcase down here and the boxes on top? Let me know what you think is best. I really need to get rid of some of these boxes, so that's going to be one of my targets for the day. I also put up Christmas decorations. We're not going crazy on decorations. I'm very minimalistic when it comes to decor. These are some decorations we got from my in-laws. My husband, he likes to go a bit heavier on decorations, so we're just meeting in the middle, and we are putting decorations, but not a lot. We're actually quite lucky that we got this place already decorated, because I'm really not good. I really like a minimalistic approach, and to be fair, the decorations in the flat are just minimalistic enough to be my taste, but also, you know, there's a lot of like enough decoration to please my husband. So let's get to work now. Got all the stuff I need here for kozonak. I just need to figure out where I can place it. I got this cake stand last year from IKEA. It was one of my proudest buys. I'm also gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put it. Probably here on the shelf, to be fair. It wouldn't be a bad place to store it. I'm just trying to take off the glue. Okay, something that I learned, do not use cardboard tape on glass or on furniture, because the way it interacts with it, you'll get a lot of brown glue against your surfaces like this, and it's going to be a bitch to clean. It's gonna be really difficult to get rid of it. I don't know how, like, it just like imprints on it, and it's disgusting, and disgustingly difficult to clean, as I said. Okay, well, not as bad as I thought. We also need to figure out where we're gonna take out the trash. Okay, put this in the dishwasher. I might even run the dishwasher, actually. Ew, this is really gross. The dishwasher is ridiculously big for a two-person household, and we also don't have enough dishes, so we end up not really running it, and then, but now it's a bit stinky. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of the glue. The suitcase fit underneath here, and actually I can also place some bags in it. You know, like hand bags and stuff that I may not use on a daily basis. Ah, I got cash. Okay. And then okay. I can then clean up there. I can also take this. Let's see if it's gonna fit. Okay. Well, this one probably will. Okay. This is with my office clothes that, you know, obviously I'm working from home, so I'm not using them a lot. Those are gonna go underneath there as well. Then I have this big ass box. This huge box just with summer clothes. Some that I wear, some that I don't really wear, but I'm definitely not wearing them this season, so they can go underneath. They can stay in the box. And I also need to figure out the place for all my shoe boxes. Honestly, guys, one of the best things you can do, I got stuck in tape, is keeping your shoe boxes, because they're easier to store and like lay around than if you keep them in bags. So I think this might fit as well. Minus the trousers. I actually got in the habit of wearing white jeans in the winter. I used to be a white jeans, I can only wear white jeans in the summer type of person, but I changed, probably because in neutrals and light colors are so fashionable this season. So I'm just gonna put them with my jeans on the shelf. Okay, things are about to get serious around here. Oops, the other way. This was actually our first TV. When Andy moved in early 2020, this was his first action as husband and England resident, was to buy a TV. I actually never had a TV before in my 6 years of living in England, so. Something ain't right. Yeah. Here is it. Nice one. Job done. Good morning. Day 4 at the new apartment. I woke up. I am making some coffee that I'm going to drink out of this really quirky cup that my mother-in-law got me. It says, I hate being sexy, but I'm Romanian, so I can't help it. So I'm going to sip my coffee out of this, hoping it's gonna make my Thursday more sexy. And I'm just doing some reading for work. I started a bit early today just because I want to read when my mind's fresh and before I start with calls and everything. Had a delicious breakfast, tried the peanut craze, it was really nice, and the protein bran flakes. And I still have to figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch. I know, I'm always thinking about my next meal. Last night at like 1 in the morning, I was placing an Asda delivery. I ended up spending 147 pounds there. You're welcome, Asda. I haven't shopped at Asda in a long time, but they were offering delivery today, so I was like, I'll take it. Because we only have a small like local shop downstairs, which is really pricey. So it's good for emergencies, but obviously not for your big shop. And the other, like the bigger supermarkets like Sainsbury's, like Aldi, I really miss Aldi already, are a bit further away, like 20-30 minutes. And like I still don't know the area. It's a bit like, it's so dark and I don't feel like going out after work. I don't have enough time anymore to like run out on my lunch break, so it's just like I never have the time. And then my sister's coming on the weekend, so there's no time. Probably in the future I'll do some of it on the weekend, bits and bobs, but because now we moved, we needed a lot of things, so I ended up just buying everything in bulk. Food, like cleaning products, toilet paper, things like that. So I'm excited for it to arrive. It's tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow evening between 8 and 9. My husband's gonna kill me because he hates it when we get late deliveries, but that was the cheapest. And yeah, it's funny because I don't take supplements. The only supplements I take are vitamin D because that's the only one that's really hard to get from your food. So I just took a pill and then I had breakfast, which was I think the protein bran flakes. My husband was checking the nutrition information. It says it contains half of the recommended vitamin D dose. So I may be vitamin D overdosing, which maybe in Manchester isn't the worst thing. But anyway, make sure you watch your vitamin intake. That's the lesson of the day. Yesterday I've done tremendous progress with unpacking. It was phenomenal. So I put my phone down and I unpacked without a break for 3 hours, and then when I sat down, like I realized how bad my feet were hurting. But I cleaned, I unpacked, like I managed to fold the boxes and store them for maybe next year. I'm really excited to show you. I feel like if I spend another 3 hours today, I'll be done. Imagine that, going into the weekend with the flat being fully home.
Happens for you, and then guide your focus back to that specific point, that specific feeling of breath. And just seeing if we can stay with the breath just for the next few rounds here. So we use the breath as a kind of pathway or an entry point, if you like, into the present moment,